Tonight we enjoy a trip down memory lane and a piece of sim racing's heritage with Iracing SuperSpeedway. First conceived as a fictional arena for previous generation NASCAR Cup Series cars to run without restrictor plates, reaching speeds much higher than they would have in the real world, this refreshed version of the circuit brings it to life for Iracing's entire fleet of diverse racing machines. Spanning 3 miles in length and with massive banking of more than 30 degrees in the turns, Iracing SuperSpeedway requires a lead foot and precise inputs to master. It's all about keeping the wheel as straight as possible to maximize your speed and staying in the draft during the race. But as with any superspeedway, one wrong move can be the end of the race for you and a huge group of your competitors. Tonight, the BRR Saturday Series runs the ARCA cars at Iracing SuperSpeedway. Who has the lead foot and who can avoid disaster? Let's find out now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and any other creatures, terrestrial or non-terrestrial, that may be watching tonight. Welcome to the BRR Saturday Series, presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. Tonight, the ARCA cars at Iracing SuperSpeedway. This is a fictional track that was actually originally designed during the NASCAR Racing 2003 game, which is the predecessor to Iracing. It was an experiment to see how fast a cup car could go without a restrictor plate at a super speedway. So, used to see speeds around 250 miles per hour in the draft. They'll be going a little bit slower because the current version in Iracing does actually use a restrictor plate, unfortunately. But they'll still hit nearly 200 miles per hour on the track. Qualifying is just underway. Michael Smith sitting on the pole right now. We got Jeff Hinkle out running his laps. Looks like he's sitting 5th on the board. Don't know if his first lap was a throwaway. I think he was kind of running a little bit high, but again, this is a 70-lap race. We will have a competition yellow on or around lap 23. Expect to see pack drafting as usual, as we see at these restrictor plates, but if someone makes a mistake, it can be a major disaster. So Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel just jumped to the top of the board. Nice lap. Nicole's always a threat to win here at these restrictor plates. Hinkle improved to 4th. Have 15 cars, not 16 cars that showed up, so only 9 of them have taken time. The rest are probably starting out back, figuring they'll just ride around till that competition yellow and try and stay out of trouble. Do only have 1 fast repair tonight. Not sure in tire sets, but really doesn't matter. You can run this whole race on the same set of tires. This is all about drafting, staying in that pack, keeping your nose clean, and being there at the end. 40 seconds more left in qualifying. Jason Rome coming back to pit road. Doing a few donuts there. Usually he takes a couple extra laps around practice just to kind of feel the car out, but apparently he just decided to play around a little bit today. As qualifying is wrapping up, currently Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, sitting at the top of the board. Michael Smith 2nd, Gerald Poole 3rd, Jeff Hinkle 4th, and Jason Rome 5th. That's your top 5. As qualifying wraps, we're getting ready to race. Let's pull up the starting grid here. On the pole, that's what she said, Nicole Creasel, with Michael Smith sitting on the outside front row. Gerald Poole and Jeff Hinkle bring up the 2nd row. Jason Rome and Ray Hillhouse on the 3rd. AJ Godsey and Brandon Springer on the 4th row. Richie West and William Mann Jr., the Manslammer, rounding out the top 10. LB Hewins And Corey, and I'm not going to butcher his last name. I've got to get a chance to ask him on Discord how you pronounce that, are 11th and 12th. Rick Sargent, Kevin Gajer, Donald Durrance, Brian Oshenska round out your 16-car field. Cars are gridding up on the front stretch here. Just looks like we're waiting for Michael Smith to jump in, and there he is. So pace car should be rolling here quick for one pace lap. And the cars are rolling off for that formation lap. Take a quick look at the track information. Again, this is Iracing SuperSpeedway. This is a fictional 3-mile oval. Showing the track temperature currently at 104 degrees. Air temperature is 85 or 86, so that will make it a little bit slick for these guys. Partly cloudy with just a little bit of wind. This is not a true oval because the corners are not as long as the straightaways. It is more shaped almost like a paperclip. It's almost like a giant Martinsville in shape. Really long with high, steep, I believe it's 33-degree banking in the corners. Corners are towering tall. You can run a high line, you can run a low line. If you do run the low line, the car kind of dips down into the turn. It's almost like it drops down in there. Running a little bit higher line is a little smoother transition. Of course, when you exit the corner low, the car will come up out of that banking. That can unload the car a little bit, make it a little unstable. These ARCA cars, the front bumpers and rear bumpers do not line up, so you will not see bump drafting. That is usually a disaster when that happens. But they will try and tuck up as close as possible to try and take the air off the rear spoiler of that car in front to make both cars go faster. But you can only do that for so long before the car overheats. Here we are on the front stretch. Getting ready to take the green. The pace car is in. The field is in the hands of Nicole. That's what she said, Creasel. Green flag. 70 laps at Iracing SuperSpeedway. Lap 1 is complete. Michael Smith in the lead. Brandon Springer up to second. Jeff Hinkle in third. The Manslammer in fourth. And Gerald Poole in fifth. With Ray Hillhouse challenging on the inside. Nicole has slipped back to seventh. Probably just biding her time, waiting to see how crazy it gets up there. She's got herself on the inside line, though. Jason Rome's making a move up behind there. top 10 is Michael Smith in first, Jeff Hinkle second, Brandon Springer third, Jason Rome fourth, the Manslammer, William Mann Jr. in fifth, Gerald Poole sixth, Raymond Hillhouse seventh, Nicole Creasel eighth, Corey in ninth, and Rick Sargent up to 10th. Kevin Jaguar, Brian Oshenska, AJ Godsey, Albie Hewins, Richie West, and Donald Durrance rounding out the rest of the 11th through 16th. Those guys obviously riding in the back, just being patient. We've got that competition yellow coming up around lap 23. No sense in putting your car in a dangerous situation this early on. So you can see those two distinct lines in the corners. You can run 5-6 wide even in the corners if you're daring enough. Not recommended, but it does funnel down a little bit. You can run 4 wide exiting, but that gets a little bit sketchy. Single file or side by side's about the best move this early on in the race. Michael Smith still leading that inside line. Jeff Hinkle tucked up right behind him. Brandon Springer and Ray Hillhouse behind him. Outside line is being led by Thanos, Gerald Poole, with the Manslammer behind him and Jason Rome, Canadian Stig. Now it looks like a third line is starting to form up outside. See if that gets any momentum. Now Jason's looking like he's going to tuck down in between the two, but no one's going with him. This could get a little sketchy as we get into turn 3. He was able to clear Thanos and get to the top side. Currently fastest lap so far in the race was by Ray Hillhouse at a 53.88. So these cars are really flying. Lap 6 of the 70 laps, again a caution competition yellow at or around lap 23. Everybody seems to be playing nice right now. A little bit of a squeeze down there into the corner. Jason's trying to decide whether he wanted to block the low line or stay high. He stays high. Getting a push from Ray Hillhouse up to the lead. Now Ray's creeping up offside. Pick up the draft from the Manslammer. Jason in the middle with Thanos and Michael Smith and Jeff Hinkle staying on that bottom line. Bottom line's the safe place to be. Let's ride in the cockpit of Richie West a little farther back in the pack to see what he sees on a lap here around Iracing SuperSpeedway. Running that high line, got a little bit of momentum off the corner there. You can see Nicole down on the inside there. Long front and back stretch into these towering turns, and someone made a little contact there. Nice save by Richie, but caution is out. Let's see if we can see what happened there. And let's jump on board. Looks like Nicole had a little contact. Oh, Richie came down just a little bit. Nicole drifted up and they had a contact. As you can see, several cars caught up in it. She gets it going again, so she'll have her fast repair to use, but unfortunately it's early in the race, so that's going to mean not going to want to make an error later on that'll cost her. We'll see if anybody pits here now that we've completed 7 laps. Like I say, tires are not a huge factor. Not really sure what the fuel window is on these cars, but some certainly towards the back will come in just to top off to give themselves some more options. But we do have that competition yellow coming up too. But they top up now, they'll have more fuel. It'll take them less time to fuel during that competition caution. Maybe be able to pick up a spot or two on pit road that way. Michael Smith still leading with Jeff Hinkle second, Brandon Springer third, the Canadian Stig Jason Rome in fourth, Gerald Thanos Poole in fifth, AJ Godsey sixth, Raymond Hillhouse seventh, Richie West eighth, and it looks like William Mann Jr. gave up ninth to go to pit road with Albie Hewins, who was running 10th. So it looks like 6 cars have come to pit road. Donald Durns has stayed out and will move up to the 9th spot. Showing Brian Oshenska still on track, but he's a little ways back. He must have been caught up in that accident, taking some damage. Let's take a look, see if we can see his car. Yep, he's just catching up now, so. Looks like everybody stayed on the lead lap with that. Which is good to see, but unfortunately a couple people are going to have to use their fast repairs early on in the race. Kind of puts them at a disadvantage. They'll have to race a little bit differently than what they were planning, but let's see if we can pull Gerald Poole up into the booth real quick. He's kind of a super speedway expert, see what he has to say about the race. Gerald, it's Mark up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
So back at a super speedway, and it seems like even though if you encounter a little problem, you can always find a way to get back towards the front at the beginning, or at the end, I should say. What's your strategy for today's race?
Right now, just kind of feeling out the rest of the drivers, and boy, it's been a long time since I've been on this track in anything, and so just kind of getting used to where the lines are. It's obviously really easy to be back 8 or 10 spots and just jump to the middle and shoot up through there. So probably just try to be patient, get through the first stage, and see what happens with the fuel there in the second part of this deal. I think that's probably going to be the wise thing to do. Just try to keep fenders on the car and keep that quick repair in your back pocket.
That sounds like a definite plan. Well, good luck, and hopefully we will talk to you after the race. Sounds
good, man. Thanks for all you do.
That was Gerald Poole, who is considered an expert basically at these super speedways. He always seems to be in contention there at the very end. Despite what happens, he can get caught up in wrecks early on, and he still just seems to manage to put himself in a position. So he's got a strategy. He's going to stick to it. Let's see if it works out for him. Nine laps complete. Looks like they are doubling back up for the restart. Michael Smith still in the lead. Jeff Hinkle second. Jason Rome third. AJ Godsey up to fourth. And Brandon Springer running fifth. On this restart, I think I'm just going to shut up and let you guys enjoy the roar of engines as we'll crank it up for this restart. Pace car is in. Let's crank it up. Leader still Michael Smith with Jeff Hinkle right behind him. Brandon Springer third, Jason Rome fourth, and AJ Godsey rounding out your top five. Ray Hillhouse sixth, Gerald Poole seventh, Donald Ernst eighth, ALB Hewins in ninth, and Richie West rounding out your top 10. Cars have gotten back down to a double file. 12 laps down again. We're about 11 laps away from that competition yellow. Looks like the Manslammer and Nicole have kind of dropped off the back there, just drafting together, staying in contact, but just kind of protecting their cars since they've had to use fast repairs this early on. So that's definitely some smart one. Canadian Stig making a brief block to the outside and tucked back down on the bottom, as AJ Godsey, with a little help from Ray Hillhouse, goes to the front. Canadian Stig fighting back on that inside. The Manslammer running up through the center there. Let's see if he can slide up high in behind Ray, and he does. Goes from the back of the pack up to 6th place in less than half a lap. You can see the draft is pretty powerful at this track. These long straightaways give you plenty of opportunity to get that momentum going, pull back up there. A little bit of a connection drop from AJ. He every once in a while seems to have an issue with his connection, but it normally steadies back out. Ray Hillhouse sticking right behind him. Looks like now the Manslammer's looking up top to see if he can make a move, but Richie West is staying with Ray. He stays with AJ, keeps pushing. The Canadian Stig has moved his way back to the front. Michael Smith second, AJ Godsey third, the Manslammer fourth, Jeff Hinkle fifth. And all 16 cars within about a second and a third of the front, so everybody's bunched up, staying close together, keeping that draft. Looks like Donald Ernst has dropped off to the back there, but he's still within the draft, so he's just biding his time, waiting to see what happens. Getting a little racy towards the front, so he's just going to protect his car, save that fast repair for the end, just like what Thanos was saying. Keep it in your back pocket. AJ and Ray working that outside line again. Meanwhile, Jason keeps pulling that front line with Michael Smith and Jeff Hinkle in the bottom. The Manslammer in the middle, the meat and the sandwich. AJ and Jason side by side for that front position. Jason gets the advantage off the corner, but let's see if the momentum off the high line can let AJ pull back out front, and he does. Again, Ray tucked right up behind. Manslammer moved up high. It looks like AJ and Ray moved down to that bottom line. Pulled down in front of Michael Smith. Nicole Creasel from the back up to 5th place now, running that center line, center lane. Looks like she's got a little bit of draft off the Manslammer in front of her. Going to pull up there, see if the two of them contend for the lead. Top 5 as they run right now: AJ Godsey, the Manslammer, William Mann Jr., Ray Hillhouse, Michael Smith, and Nicole Creasel. 6th is Jeff Hinkle, 7th Brandon Springer, 8th Gerald Poole, 9th Brian Oshenska, and 10th is Richie West. Rick Sargent 11th, Corey in 12th, Kevin in 13th, Albie in 14th, the Canadian Stig in 15th, and Donald Ernst in 16th. Looks like 15th and 16th have dropped off the back a little bit again, but With that competition yellow coming up in about 6 laps, that's not anything to be worried about. They'll catch right back up, and where they're sitting right now, if something happens, they've got plenty of time to react to it, to avoid it. AJ continuing to lead on that bottom line. Ray tucked up right behind him. Michael Smith, Jeff Hinkle, and Brandon Springer, that bottom line, all lined up 5 cars in a row. Manslammer trying to make progress on that outside line with Nicole. That's what she said. Creasel right behind. It looks like Rick Sargent has joined the party, and Brian Oshenska. Or that Cheetos car, which is making me hungry. Thanks, Brian. Brian does a great job as far as painting. He just has some awesome paint schemes, and good to see that Cheetos car out there. Riding on top of Brandon Springer's car, who's 5th in line on this inside line, currently running 5th. That's the Manslammer that you saw just for a second out the right side there, running in that high line still. You can see how the car kind of comes up out of the corner on the banking onto the backstretch. It's a nice run up there. Has to just drag the brake a little bit, slow back down. Like I say, these cars, you do not want to try and bump draft because the bumpers do not line up and it will spin the car in front of you. So you can see the car kind of sits down into the banking there in the corner. Gonna climb back up here onto the front stretch. Manslammer making his run on the outside, ducks back down in line to get a little bit of draft and see if he can do a little side draft on Jeff Hinkle in front of him, kind of drag him back. AJ Godsey continuing to lead up front with Ray Hillhouse right on his back bumper. Manslammer trying to make progress on that outside line. And here comes Jason Rome up through the middle. Brian Oshenska up on the high side there in the Cheetos car. Looking for a little help. Someone come along, give him a little bit of a tug. It looks like the Canadian Stig kind of pulled up there to give him a little bit of a draft, but now he's coming back down. Top 5 are AJ Godsey, Ray Hillhouse, the Manslammer William Mann Jr., Michael Smith, and Jason Rome. Jeff Hinkle in 6th. Brandon Springer, Brian Oshenska, Gerald Poole, and Rick Sargent round out your top 10. Top 4 settle back down on the inside. Jason's again working that inside line, but doesn't have any help. A little bit of a blink there from Rick Sargent. Coming around to complete lap 21. We'll start lap 22, so it should be just a lap or so away from that competition yellow. I'm sure everyone will be in for tires and fuel at that point. Sounded like, from what Joe was saying, that last run's going to be a little sketchy on fuel, so might even see somebody come top off at the end of the pit cycle there before they go back to green to just get a little extra fuel, give themselves a little more of a cushion. We do have 2 green-white checkers should we need them, which will definitely play a factor if it's a fuel mileage issue at the end there. Because I'm sure these guys are barely going to make it to the end in competition. Regulation, I should say, if it goes into overtime, going to probably need more fuel. Of course, that could all go out the window if there's a crash at some point in between on that last segment. Jason Rome continuing to fight for that front spot with AJ Godsey. Looks like he's got down in front of AJ, but now he's shuffling up to pick up the Manslammer. AJ pushes by on that inside. It's like AJ and Ray Hillhouse are working together as a team. They've probably made a pact to stick together till the end and then fight it out, because he's definitely staying right there tucked up underneath them. And the competition caution is out. Not sure if scoring's correct. Looks like Brian, for a second, showed that Brian had taken the lead, but now he's dropping back, so he must have just passed AJ after the caution came out. But still, great job for him, up 14 spots into second. We'll give everybody a chance here to pit and see if we can pull someone in and chat with them. Field is not yet caught up to the pace car, so they'll have to do that before pit road will be open. And it looks like down here at the end of the backstretch there, yes, AJ has caught up to the pace car now. Halfway down the backstretch. So the field will pull up and we'll see pit stops. And then we'll see what we can do, try and get either AJ or Ray and see if the two of them have been working on a plan to get to the front here and stay at the front. And it looks like everybody is coming to pit road. As I figured, they'll take 4 tires and full fuel. See if anybody tries to just take 2 and fill up, because I'm not sure, but I think based on how many laps they run, they don't need 2 full tanks of fuel, so they might be able to pick up a spot or 2 on pit road by just going with 2 tires and full fuel. And based on duration of pits, I'm going to say the Manslammer did just that. 2 tires. Managed to rotate himself back to the front. AJ Godsey off second. Kevin Gager off third. Brian Oshenska fourth. Jason Rome fifth. Gerald Poole sixth. Michael Smith seventh. Rick Sargent eighth. Corey Harridge's ninth. And Jeff Hinkle running out your top 10 off pit road. Brandon Springer, Albie Hewins, Richie West. Ray is spending a long time on pit road. I don't know if he had some damage or something. He was getting that fixed or what's going on there. And now that they're back out off of pit road, let's see if we can pull AJ in and see what his plan is for the race. AJ, it's Mark up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So you led a good portion of that first run. It looks like you had a pretty good draft mate with Ray, but he had an extended pit stop. So are you guys going to try and hook back up, get back up to the front, or are you just going to go and see if you can find a new draft partner?
We're not even in the same chat, so we haven't even talked this whole time. He just kind of started pushing me, and I stayed up there with him till we could both get clear, and he stayed with me there till that competition caution breaks. But sure, if we get linked back up, we can work together, but I just kind of been feeling everybody out right now.
All right, is that your plan, just trying to stay up front, stay out of trouble, or do you think at some point you might cycle back if it gets a little crazy?
If I can stay up here, up in the front, top two positions, top or bottom, I'm gonna stay up. But if I get back to the middle, I'll probably just drop to the back and try to regroup with somebody I trust.
Sounds like a plan. Well, you guys are getting ready to go, so I'll let you go. But good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
Thanks, buddy.
And that was AJ. So he and Ray had not talked, but they just kind of linked up. Obviously, we're comfortable with each other, so let's see if Ray can work his way back up to the front. Again, on this restart, I think I'll just shut up again and let us enjoy the sounds of race cars. Pace car is in, field is in the Manslammer's hands, and let's crank it up. Jason Rome up on the outside fighting with the Manslammer for that first position. Currently showing Jason Rome first, AJ Godsey second, Corey Harges third, the Manslammer slips back to fourth, Brian Oshenska fifth, Gerald Poole sixth, Rick Sargent seventh, Kevin Gager eighth, Michael Smith ninth, and Jeff Hinkle 10th. Jason again trying to play a dangerous game of blocking there. Looks like AJ is having nothing to do with that. Kind of pushed him out of the way a little bit. He's got Corey on his back bumper with the Manslammer right behind him. Looks like Gerald Poole is trying to work that high line with Michael Smith. I'm sorry, that is Kevin Gager that is helping Joe Poole. He and Michael Smith are running the same U.S. Army paint scheme, so it's hard to get the cars get confused. One's 10, one's 58, so AJ's down on the inside apron there, so he didn't like something that was going on. And we have some contact on that outside wall. If we can jump back, see what happened there. Jason Rome pushing Gerald Poole there down the back stretch. Kevin goes up to throw, looks like a block. Didn't realize Gerald Poole was there. They have some contact, and Nicole is involved. Unfortunately, she had to use her earlier fast repair, so that's not good. Ray Hillhouse also involved. Donald Durrance looks like had a little issue there. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Looked originally that he had gotten through unscathed, but apparently not. You can see he is hard on the brakes. Oh, and just couldn't figure out which way Ray was going to go. Not too bad. Did rumple the nose though, but I think he's got a fast repair, so he should be able to use that. So Corey back out front, the Manslammer William Mann Jr. in second, Michael Smith third, Jeff Hinkle fourth, and Brandon Springer fifth. AJ had gone from the lead, shuffled back to eighth after looks like things were getting a little crazy, and he wasn't wrong. Richie West up in sixth, Brian Oshenska seventh, AJ Godsey eighth, Rick Sargent ninth, LB Hewins round out your top 10. Donald Durrance is showing 11th, Jason Rome 12th, Gerald Poole 13th, Ray Hillhouse 14th. Kevin Gager and Nicole Creasel are both on pit road right now. Nicole looks like she's going to have a fair amount of damage, so that's probably going to end her day as far as contention. Hopefully she can at least get repaired, get back out there, and you never know, might be able to pick up a caution, get a lucky dog, get back around onto the lead lap, but we'll have to see here. And it looks like had a few people pit. Corey, William, Mann Jr., Rick Sargent, Brian Oshenska, Albie Hewins, Jason Rome, Gerald Poole. Most of those involved in the damage, but it looks like Corey's pitting for fuel, so obviously it was a little bit close, so he felt going and getting a little fuel along with the Manslammer. That was a good move. So Michael Smith resumes leading with Jeff Hinkle second, Brandon Springer third, Richie West and AJ Godsey running out your top five. Donald Durrance is up to sixth. I don't know if he just had to get caught back up and he's going to come back in, or if maybe he just ducked down pit road, took a little bit of fuel and did a fast repair real quick to get back out on track. We'll have to take a look, see if we can see what look off the back of AJ's car, and it does look like there's a bit of damage there, so either he doesn't know it's as bad as it is, or he just wanted to get caught back up before he went back in to get repairs. He may be figuring that if he just keeps tucked up behind somebody that he can use the draft to help keep the car up, but that looks like a significant amount, especially that right front, so that's definitely going to hurt him speed-wise. Nicole is still in the pits, so she's lost a lap there, so obviously significant damage with her, unfortunately. And having to use that fast repair early on has really hurt her as far as that goes. But to SuperSpeedway, you never know what can happen. Hopefully she can get that repair, get those repairs, get back out, catch a lucky dog, get back up on that lead lap, and get back into this fight. Completed 32 of the 70 laps, so not quite to halfway at this point. Lights are out on the pace car, so they're forming back up. Looks like Michael Smith has opted for the outside line on the restart. Question is whether or not he and Jeff Hinkle maybe have a little bit of an agreement as far as maybe letting him back down in front of him to continue drafting. Two of them seem to be working fairly well earlier on in the race. Got AJ sitting on the inside of that third row. looks like he has Corey behind him, so we'll see. He's behind Brandon Springer, which the two of them are good friends, so they may decide to work together unless Ray can get up there and give him a hand. So let's keep an eye on this restart. Donald's still out there with the damage, but we'll see if he can keep up, and again, we'll crank it up for the restart. Pace car is in. Green flag. And the Manslammer has returned to the front. William Mann Jr. first, Ray Hillhouse second, Michael Smith third, Jeff Hinkle fourth, and Brandon Springer rounding out your top five. Albie Hewins in sixth, Ryan Oshenska seventh, Richie West eighth, AJ Godsey ninth, and Rick Sargent round out your top 10. Got Corey Herges in 11th, Gerald Thanos Poole 12th, Kevin Gager in 13th, Donald Durrance in 14th, Jason Rome 15th, and Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 16th. Unfortunately, she is 3 laps down. Donald and Jason have both lost the draft. Kind of figured with Donald with his damage, but Jason must have had a little bit too. So let's see if we can take a look and see how bad his car looks right now. Doesn't look bad, but he must have not been able to get back up to the... must have just got off pit road right before the caution went, is my guess. So definitely cost him a lot of time on track. He's about 35 seconds back from the lead. Manslammer keeps that car on the inside down low, and Ray Hillhouse right on his back bumper. He seems to be the best pusher today. Worked his way from the back after that long pit stop on the competition yellow, and wow, that was an abrupt move to the inside. I don't know if the Manslammer just decided he wanted to bail out and roll back a little bit, or what, but Ray took it right to the front on the inside. Michael Smith in second, Albie Hewins third, Jeff Hinkle fourth, and Brian Oshenska in fifth. Brandon Springer sixth, the Manslammers faded back to seventh, Richie West eighth, AJ Godsey ninth, and Rick Sargent rounded out your top 10. Albie Hewins making a charge on that outside line, and the Manslammer right up the middle. It's like if he's going to duck back down in front of Ray. I don't know if those two tires made a big difference, and maybe William Mann Jr.'s car is just not handling good. This seems like from center off, his car is just not as fast as the others. Ray Hillhouse on the inside, Albie Hewins fighting on the outside. Albie's got the advantage right now as they get to the line, and he will lead that lap, getting that good push from Brian Oshenska. Looks like Ray has settled in on that inside line. Just gonna trust that it will get him back to the front. Getting a push from Michael Smith and Jeff Hinkle. The Man Slammer working that outside line though. Ray Hillhouse still leading, Michael Smith second, Jeff Hinkle third, William Mann Jr. fourth, and Albie Hewins running fifth. Brendan Springer, Brian Oshenska, Richie West, AJ Godsey, and Gerald Poole round out your top 10. Corey Harridges 11th, Kevin Gajer 12th, Rick Sargent 13th, Donald Jones 14th, Jason Rome 15th, and Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel in 16th. Coming around to complete lap 40 of 70. 30 to go. That inside line is definitely working. Looks like they are catching lap traffic. That must be Jason Rome out ahead. As Michael Smith has moved to the front. Ray got shuffled to that outside line. And that is Jason Rome, and he stays nice and high, stays out of everybody's way. Like Ray definitely wanted to get back down to that inside line, so he kind of steered the Man Slammer down there with him. Now he's looking the outside of William Mann Jr. Doesn't really have any help. Albie's back about a car length and a half closing up, so see how that works for him as they go through 1 and 2. Brian Oshenska running third, up 13 spots from his starting position. Just ran his fastest lap of the race this last lap at a 53.24. There's Donald Durant staying nice and high for everybody. That damage definitely having a major effect on him. Let's see if he can get back in line at the end of these cars, try and protect that nose a little bit from the wind, and see if the draft will help him keep up. Otherwise, he's going to have to come to pit road and make repairs. Hoping probably for a caution right now, although Jason Rome did pass him for the lucky dog spot. Jason has been able to, once he got into this pack, he's been able to tuck up in the draft and stay with them. Donald definitely losing ground, so he's definitely going to have to make some repairs. Meanwhile, up front, Man Slammer and Raymond Hillhouse Jr. Raymond Hillhouse running side by side. Albie Hewins, Brian Oshenska, and Gerald Poole rounding out your top 5. Rick Sargent, AJ Godsey, Michael Smith, Jeff Hinkle, and Brandon Springer rounding out your top 10. Lots of shuffling, 3 wide. You can tell they're starting to figure out what they need to do to be here at the end and put themselves in a position to win. Had a little bit of blinking from Rick Sargent there, but he's back now solid. Gerald Poole just hanging at the back of this group of the draft. Just watching, seeing what's going on, trying to keep that fast repair in his pocket, as he said. Rick Sargent's out front, but he's got company. AJ Godsey working his way back towards the front. William Mann Jr. and Brian Oshenska down on that inside line. AJ crossing down into the front of William Mann Jr., trying to get back to that low line. And we have some contact. AJ and William Mann Jr. Yellow caution is out. Can't really see if they came down or up, or if that was just a case of net code. See if we can get another look at that here. We'll back it up, try a little different angle. A little further. Oh, looks like Richie West squeezed down and kind of forced the man slammer down into AJ. Fortunately, Jason Rome caught up in that. That was the caution that Donald Durrance was looking for. Since Jason Rome's involved in it, that means Donald will get the lucky dog to get back on the lead lap. Meanwhile, Richie West is being shown as your leader. Playing games with the pace car. Rick Sargent second, Brian Oshenska third, Ray Hillhouse fourth, and Gerald Poole in fifth. Albie Hewen sixth, AJ Godsey still holding in seventh, Michael Smith eighth, Jeff Hinkle ninth, and Brandon Springer 10th. Let's see if AJ has comes to pit road. It looks like he does have a little bit of damage there. Donald is showing as 14th, the first car one lap down, so he should get the lucky dog. And is it a fake to pit road, or are they coming to pit road? It looks like everybody is coming to pit road, so that should solve the fuel mileage problem. Since we'll be completing lap 46, that should put everybody within the safe window. Because everybody ran 23 laps earlier, actually more than that with the pace lap and the caution lap. So they definitely can go the distance from here, perhaps even if they have some green-white checkers, they might be okay. So might as well come to pit road, throw on your last set of tires, and top off your fuel. Nice race off of pit road between Richie West and Rick Sargent. Looks like Thanos is going to be third. Michael Smith fourth, Kevin Gageer fifth, Jeff Hinkle sixth, Ray Hillhouse seventh, Brian Oshenska eighth, Corey Herges ninth, and the Man Slammer rounding out your top 10 coming off the pit road. AJ Godsey having an extended stop on pit road, which makes sense, repairing the damage there. Probably not bad enough to have to use his fast repair, but he'll definitely want to get it cleaned up if he wants to be in contention here. So he's showing he can go from the back to the front, so that's not really an issue, just as long as he gets off of pit road before they come back around and lap him. Donald spending an extended period of time on pit road too, as he trying to repair that damage that cost him the lap earlier. And let's see if we can pull Michael Smith in here since he's been running up front all day. Michael, this is Mark up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, what's going on, Mark?
Well, you have been having yourself a spectacular day, staying in that front all day. So what's the secret here? What's the plan?
You know, it's been staying on the bottom and keeping it smooth has been the plan. I've had Hinkle behind me pretty much the whole race, it seems like. He's just been doing a great job pushing me, and we've been really just staying out of trouble. Hopefully we'll be able to get a run here, get back up to the front, get around these guys, and get a win here.
That sounds like a very good idea. Hopefully we will talk to you after the race, and good luck.
Thanks a lot, sir. Have a good one.
You too. Michael Smith, who's been running up front, top 5 pretty much the entire race, so it's good to see him having a great race. Richie West is your leader, Rick Sargent 2nd, Michael Smith 3rd, Gerald Poole 4th, and Kevin Gager 5th. Jeff Hinkle, Brian Oshenska, Ray Hillhouse, William Mann Jr., Corey Harridges round out your top 10 with Albie Hewins, Brandon Springer, AJ Godsey 11th, 12th, and 13th. Jason Rome 14th. Donald unfortunately did not get off of pit road, so he lost the lap again. So fortunately he's in 15th. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel, still 3 laps down. And we are going to get ready for the restart here. Pace car is in. Richie will read them to green. Green flag. Rick had a little bit longer blink that time. It was more of like a disappearance than just a blink. But still pulling up on that outside line, trying to get back to the front. Michael Smith staying behind him. He's probably a little nervous as far as car disappears that long. You start wondering where it's going to reappear at. So he's got a good push going from Brian Oshenska. Going to see if he can challenge William Mann Jr. for that top spot. Hinkle settled down into that inside line. Unfortunately, Rick disappeared once again. And is back. And on that restart, AJ wasted no time working his way up to 6th spot. So Michael Smith pulls back out in front with help from Brian Oshenska and Rick Sargent on that outside line. But the Man Slammer fighting back on the inside with the help from Jeff Hinkle and Ray Hillhouse. Three, perhaps 4 wide into the corner. You can definitely see business is picking up here at the end. You know, that inside line with Jeff Hinkle leading and AJ right on his back bumper pushes out to the front on the bottom. Brandon Springer in behind them, the Man Slammer in the middle lane. It's like Michael Smith staying in that outside lane, trying to get a little push there from Kevin and Corey. Ray Hillhouse works that middle lane with the Man Slammer. It's like Albie had a little bit of a moment there coming off of 2. Gathers it up, keeps it down on that inside line. Gerald Poole just lurking back in the back there in 12th. 20 laps to go. He's just waiting for the opportunity to put it into full send mode. Meanwhile, Jeff and AJ have kind of taken control on that inside line. Ray Hillhouse tucked up behind William Mann Jr., trying to push him back to the front. See Jeff and AJ tucked in together on that bottom line. But AJ had another little bit of a blink. Brandon in behind him. As you can see, when you blink, iRacing doesn't know what to do, so you actually end up losing a little bit of drafting help when you blink like that. So that kind of dragged them back, gave Manslammer a chance to run around on the outside with the help from Ray. And they're working their way back down to that bottom line. Looks like he's going to just stay in the middle. There they go towards the bottom. Manslammer once again drifts up off the bottom there in the center of the corner. Don't know if that's a handling issue. Don't know if he changed tires this last time or just took fuel to make it to the end. If that's the case, he's still on those right sides only with the old lefts. Getting a little dicey back behind the lead, but Ray has got himself out front. Jeff trying to look a little bit to the outside, took a peek. A little contact there mid-pack. Push the Manslammer way up high. He'll get back in line, gather it back up, see if they make another run to the front. Meanwhile, Jeff and AJ have slipped back out to the outside of Ray. Now duck back down inside with Brandon Springer. LB Hewins running fourth. Corey Harridge 5th. Ray Hillhouse 6th. Michael Smith 7th. Richie West 8th. Rick Sargent 9th. And Gerald Thanos Poole up to 10th. Brian Oshensky 11th. Kevin Gajer 12th. And the Manslammer 13th. Jason Rome, Donald Durrance, and Nicole Creasel round out your field. They are one or more laps down, unfortunately. They're looking for another caution. Jeff and AJ keeping tucked together. Looks like Brandon's protecting the run on that inside line. LB Hewins and Corey Harridges just keep fighting that outside lane. Keep pulling back up there. LB's back out in front down the backstretch here. See if Jeff and AJ can make that run back to the corner, back to the start-finish line. 16 laps to go. Next time by, we'll be at 15 laps to go. Side-by-side battle for the lead. Jeff and AJ got that run on the inside, but let's see if the momentum on the outside can keep Albie out front. Right now, he's currently still holding it. It's going to be close at the line, but Albie does stay out in front, leads that lap. Trying to keep it kind of pinched down, keep Jeff and AJ from being able to open up the steering on corner exit, which means that they're scuffing a little more speed, a little more contact further back in the pack. Richie gets a little loose, but managed to gather it back up. Still side by side, too deep up front for the lead. Jeff on the inside line, Albie on that outside line, or middle line, since Brian's now up on the third outside line. Seeing if he can make a run towards the front. No help though. Manslammer jumped in behind. Now Manslammer going down to the bottom line. Out to the center, now to the outside. Back to the center. Once again, LB led that lap, barely at the line. $14 to go, and business has picked up. William Mann Jr. trying high, trying low, looking for anywhere to see if he can get moving forward. Sticking in that middle line for right now. Again, Jeff and AJ tucked on the bottom. Albie and Corey in that middle line. Now Manslammer takes it up top. They're looking 4 wide now behind him. As Ray finally settles in up on that upper line behind the Man Slammer. 3 wide going down into turn 1. Albie and Corey got a little better run off the corner. Now it looks like Corey's looking low, and he does go low. Going to challenge Albie for the lead. He does get out front as they come off of turn 1. Albie doesn't have enough of an organized line behind him to fight back, so Corey will lead that lap with Jeff Hinkle and AJ Godsey right behind him. Front 3 have broken away. It looks like Brandon has now cleared, and now Jeff and AJ going to the high side to go around Corey. Coming up on a lap car up ahead of them. Michael Smith now trying to fight his way back up through the center. Looks like that was Donald up top. He stays way high, lets everybody by. Jeff Hinkle back out front with AJ on his back bumper, Brandon Springer and Michael Smith on that inside line. Albie's got help from Brian Oshenska up on that outside line, starting to make a move, fight back. Moved his way back up into third for that lap. $11 laps to go. Man Slammer trying the high line once again with Ray Hillhouse. Meanwhile, LB with a push from Brian Oshenska pulls up alongside Jeff Hinkle for the lead. Two of them trading that lead's position back and forth. Man Slammer running that high line. They'll be getting a run down the backstretch. Leads that lap once again. Jeff and AJ keep it tucked together on that bottom line. 10 laps to go. LB still fighting hard on that outside line with Brian Oshenska on his back bumper. Lots of pushing and shoving a little further back as people are jockeying for position, trying to see what they can do to advance their spot at the end. The Albie gets a nice run back off of the corner, off of Ford, drag race down that front stretch. He and Brian 1-2 at the stripe there as we have 9 laps to go. Jeff and AJ pushing back on that inside line. Another lap car up ahead. Looks like that's Nicole. Corey jumps to the outside, making it 3 wide. This could get a little dicey if they catch the lap car in the corner while they're 3 wide. Cole's keeping it nice and high, stay out of everybody's way. A little bit of contact looks like between Ray and Corey. Again, a drag race down the front stretch. Albie and Jeff side by side. Jeff leads that lap, now 8 laps to go. $12 cars under a blanket, actually 13 cars under a blanket, all within 1 second of each other. Inside line definitely has the advantage in the corners, but that outside line seems to get that run off the corner, uses that momentum from the higher arc. Brian sticking tucked up behind LB, pushing him back towards the front again. AJ staying committed to Jeff down on that bottom line. Brandon right behind him. They come off the corner, drag race once again. And that's right, Elby leads that lap with 7 laps to go. Ray has managed to get himself back up to third on that inside line. Up behind AJ. Two of them worked so well the first half of this race. They finally got hooked back up. They've got Jeff out front. Jeff's looking a little high on corner entry. Elby's still staying tucked right outside. Brian Olshenska right behind him. They drag race back down the front stretch again. 6 laps to go, and Elby leads that lap. Looks like Brandon's dropping back a little bit, get himself a run here, see if he can do something to maybe push Ray back by, and we have a caution. The Manslammer. And let's change TV views. Oh, just tried to throw that block in that center lane too late. Corey couldn't get out of it in time. Turns him up into Rick Sargent, that outside wall. And it looks like the Manslammers had to tow to the pits. So 5 laps to go. Let's see how fast they get formed up. Let's see if anybody goes to pit road for tires. Don't really think they will, simply because they don't make that big of a difference here on a super speedway, but you never know. Maybe handling will be a premium here at the very end. They were skating around quite a bit. But right now I've got Jeff Hinkle in first, Albie Hewen second, AJ Godsey third, Brian Oshenska fourth, and Ray Hillhouse fifth. Brandon Springer sixth, Corey Harridges seventh, Michael Smith eighth, Kevin Gager ninth, and Richie West rounding out your top 10. Got Gerald Poole and Rick Sargent 11th and 12th. And Jason Rome is 13th. Not sure, but he would be eligible for the lucky dog, I believe. So that should get him back on the lead lap. Donald Durns 14th, William Mann Jr. 15th, Nicole Kriesel 16th. William Mann did have to tow, unfortunately, so he did lose a lap in that exchange. Hopefully he had his faster pair, though, and he can get out. If we get some green-white checkers, he could get back on that lead lap and contend for the win still. Jeff Hinkle leads them back to the line. There will be 4 to go this time by. Lights are still on the pace car, so if we go back at 3 to go, then we will go racing with 2 to go, so it'll be green, white, checker, whether it's an overtime or regulation. Difference being that if the green, white, checker starts in regulation, then we still have 2 for overtime, and there goes Jason getting his lap back. So again, your top 5, Jeff Hinkle, Albie Hewens, AJ Godsey, Brian Oshenska, and Ray Hillhouse. Brandon Springer 6th, Corey Harridges 7th, Michael Smith 8th, Kevin Gager 9th, and Richie West rounding out your top 10. Got Gerald Poole in 11th. Jason Rome is 12th. Rick Sargent is 13th, but he just went to the pits, so probably to repair some damage there from that contact with the Man Slammer. If he gets back out, stays on the lead lap, then he will get back ahead of Jason, since Jason just had the lucky dog, which means he will get an EOL, have to stand at the end of the longest line. Go by start finish. The lights are out on the pace car, 3 to go, so it will be a green-white checker in regulation. Which means we still have the 2 green-white checkers for overtime should we need it. So should a caution fall before the white flag, we will line them up and do it all over again. Once that white flag falls, the next flag or caution will end the race. So they'll get 2 opportunities of overtime should they need it. They're definitely going to have elbows out, as they say, pushing and shoving, because this is it. It is showtime. 2 laps to go to decide who gets to hoist the trophy. So again, Jeff Hinkle on the inside will command the restart in the restart zone. Albie Hewin second, AJ Godsey third, Brian Oshenska fourth, Ray Hillhouse fifth, and Brandon Springer sixth. Corey Harris seventh, Michael Smith eighth, Kevin Gager ninth, and Richie West 10th. Gerald Poole, Jason Rome, and Rick Sargent are 11th, 12th, 13th. Those are the last cars on the lead lap. Donald Duranson 14th, 2 laps down. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel is 4 laps down, and the Man Slammer's out, and green flags in the air. Immediately, Brandon jumps to that outside line with help from Michael Smith, it looks like. Meanwhile, AJ tucked right up behind Jeff on the inside line. Albie Hewins and Brian Oshenska in that middle line. Brandon Springer, Michael Smith on that outside line. Drag race down the backstretch. As they come off of turn 4, they will see the white flag in the air. Jeff Hinkle keeps that lead. Albie's drag racing on the outside. Can't quite get there. White flag. So next flag will end the race. Brandon Springer hanging tough on that outside line with Michael Smith. Ray now goes to the middle line to push Brian Oshenska, who's pushing Albie Hewins. Jeff and AJ down on that bottom line. Albie got a great run off of 2 that time. Pulls up to the front. The outside line with Brandon is fading a little bit. Not quite organized enough, not tucked up close enough. Jeff fights back on the bottom with AJ. Brian gets up, tucked up tight behind Albie. Let's see if they can get that run off the corner. A little bit of contact that got Albie loose. That probably was enough. Looks like Corey's ducked to the inside, but Jeff Hinkle will take the win. Jeff Hinkle, Albie Hewins, AJ Godsey, your top 3. Brian Oshenska 4th, Corey Harris is 5th, Ray Hillhouse 6th, Michael Smith 7th, Kevin Gager 8th, Jason Rome 9th, Brandon Springer 10th, Gerald Poole 11th, Richie West 12th, and Rick Sargent 13th. Donald Durance and Nicole Creasel 14th and 15th, and the Man Slammer was out. So let's see if we can talk to those top 3, starting with AJ. AJ, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Mark.
So, didn't quite work completely out to plan, but you definitely stuck with Jeff, pushed him out to the lead, and picked up a third-place finish. So, how'd that race go for you?
It went good. I was able to make my way back up there pretty much any time I was ready to go, and just got lined up behind Jeff there on restart after the caution, and was working with him. I probably had a chance to go high there once we cleared Albie on the back stretch going into 3 and 4, but I didn't want to risk the pass and neither one of us get it, so I just stayed true to Jeff there.
All right, well, picked yourself up another third place, so that was an excellent run for you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mark.
That was AJ Godsey, our third place winner. Now let's see if we can grab Albie Hewins, our runner-up. Albie, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So, second place. I know it's not the win that you wanted, but you were there every single lap. So, great run there for second. How'd you see that race playing out? And what could you have done different to make a different result?
Somebody, I didn't look yet, we touched a little bit out of 4 there on the last lap, took a little momentum away. I'm not sure if I would have made it without that, but it was close. But anyway, a little 1 or 2 more cars maybe on that, in that line with us, without the line on the outside. Every time they got close, I felt it pulling me back a little. But that was fun. I'm happy with second. It was a good race. It was fun.
Well, you definitely led a bunch of laps at the line, even if you didn't lead them the rest of the way around the track. But that was a awesome run in that high line, and congratulations on your second place.
Yeah, that's why I stayed out there. I could have got to the bottom a couple of times, but I was working good with Brian pushing me. And like you said, at the line, I had it quite a few times, so I knew that was probably my best shot.
Well, it was a great job and just short of it, but definitely a good job right there with the second place finish.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Albie. And let's see if we can grab the winner. Jeff, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do, Mark. How you doing?
I am doing well. Not as well as you, obviously. Congratulations on the win.
Well, thank you.
What were you thinking you might have to do there at the end if you didn't have AJ sticking with you?
That's the only option I had, was AJ sticking with me. It really, there was no other choice there. I don't know. This is all run by that second place guy, and Albie and Brian are definitely good at it. And I saw him coming, but we were lucky enough to hold him off.
Yeah, it looked like quite a few laps there. Albie would actually lead at the line, but you and AJ would have the advantages in the corner. So you were able to hold on off of 4 and get to that victory stripe first.
Yep. It's all AJ pushing is the big deal. So worked out good.
I'm glad it worked out. Congratulations on first place, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Chicagoland.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
That was the race winner, Jeff Hinkle. Again, giving thanks to AJ for that push. That will do it for tonight at Iracing Superspeedway. Tomorrow night, the Cup guys take to the track in the Cup cars at Chicagoland. We had our all-star race at the Chicago Street Circuit last week. Now we're at the actual racetrack this week. That will be broadcast by How to Suck at iRacing. Doug Burns does such an awesome job. So definitely check it out. When you do, give him a like and subscribe, because he is a first-class broadcaster, and I'll definitely enjoy the race tomorrow night. Hopefully I can at least contend. But that will do it for tonight. We will see you next week at Old Atlanta. So thank you for watching, and have a good night.
This was a presentation of the Burning Rubber Racing League Saturday Series presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. We want to thank our loyal viewers. This is MDM TV.